Hello. Yeah. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Sneha Desai, an actor and a writer. Some of you may have Googled my name before coming here and might be aware. But for those who really do not know me, my current claim to fame is that I'm the screenplay and dialogue writer of Laapataa Ladies. They say you plan and you plan and you plan, and then what happens is life. And life is what happened to me. I studied in a modest SSC level school, was a good student, scored well, got into Narsi Monji College of Commerce and Economics, did a bunch of activities over there, the most prominent being getting an inroad into the NM Intercollegiate Drama team. I did my post-graduation from NMIMS. I scored well there too and got an on-campus placement with Hewlett-Packard. By that time, I was engaged to get married to my current spouse. The 6-month Hewlett-Packard stint at Bangalore seemed too much for the new lovebirds at that time, and hence I gave up the job and chose to continue acting on Gujarati stage. I acted in hundreds of shows and meanwhile got married and had a baby too. Having a little child made it difficult for stage shows every day, and hence came along a well-earned sabbatical. But workaholics who crave for holidays and free time often get bored the moment they get a break. That's exactly what happened to me as well. And because I was homebound, I chose to write and develop stories that caught my fancy. The scripts were reasonably average and went on to premiere at the National Center of Performing Arts. And that's how the writer in me got channelized commercially. So the writer in me is actually as old or as young as my son is. So 14 years now, teenage. Finding a sense of balance and purpose. From Gujarati stage to Gujarati serials, to Hindi films, it has been an organically progressive journey. Something I did not plan, but looking back, it seems perfectly plotted. For someone who had nothing to do with performing arts, writing for A-list production houses like Yashraj Films and Amir Khan Productions is a trajectory that one cannot call common. The purpose of encapsulating this entire journey is to drive home the point that all of this was unplanned to the T. But it happened. Call it happenstance, call it fate or destiny, but one cannot call it fluke. Because while all of this was happening, I was there, soaking up the new experiences like a sponge, gathering insights by the dozen and making the most by being a fly on the wall in important production rooms. The subconscious mind is a fantastic hunter-gatherer by instinct, which I now realize. I happen to be a Gujarati, a very proud one at that. I was brought onto the film Maharaj actually for dialect and diction. I progressed to dialogues and then on to associate screenplay. I met Mr. Amir Khan and Ms. Kiran Rao for the first time when I went to narrate the film Maharaj to Mr. Junaid Khan, their son, for his consideration. He accepted, but COVID struck and we were all in an unprecedented lockdown limbo. That was when Laapataa Ladies was offered to me and I grabbed it with open arms. The film went on to get rave reviews and is now India's official entry to the Oscars 2025. Laapataa Ladies 2 is about people who get lost and end up finding their true and better selves. How a tiny mishap takes you to strange places and how experiences mold you, how they change you, how they better you. It teaches you to make lemonade when life throws lemons at you. It teaches you to embrace the detours on a journey which is well plotted. I was a Laapataa lady. I still am one. And I think most of us are Laapataa in varying degrees, in varying senses. Remember, as kids, we used to draw in books where we had to join the dots which were numbered, and they slowly reveal a bigger picture. I was slowly, steadily, and with utmost sincerity going from dot to dot chronologically, not knowing what all of this is leading to. Maybe I'm still waiting for the big reveal. And that's what one must do at times. Drift, flow, surrender. You do not always have to aggressively paddle against the flow. Sometimes struggle is not about walking miles in heat or going from office to office in crowded local trains. Sometimes struggle is just waiting. It could be in an AC office or a swanky core for all you know. Struggle is constantly honing your craft, keeping pencils sharpened, not knowing when you'll need them. Struggle is being perpetually on standby mode till an opportunity presents itself. Just flowing in hopes of reaching the right place. And believe me, waiting is not easy, especially when you do not know what exactly you are waiting for. So many of you at this age stand at crossroads, not knowing what will become of you. साइंस ले तो लिया है पर कर पाऊंगा कि नहीं, कॉमर्स लेकर क्या ही उखाड़ लूंगा मैं, ये एआई एक्चुअली होता क्या है, मैं जो पढ़ रहा हूँ वो ऑलरेडी रिडंडेंट हो चुका है क्या. आई वॉज एज कन्फ्यूज्ड up until I was 29-30. I did not find my calling. I was doing fantastic work, making money, getting fame at regional levels, but was it really my calling? I still do not know. Who is to say if even writing is what I will eventually settle into? Maybe I'll direct, maybe I'll produce, maybe I'll do something diametrically different. All I know is that you will know in your heart when it is right, when the shoe fits exactly. Gut feel is a real thing. It represents data which is too fast for the conscious mind to comprehend. But for that gut feel to kick in, you may have to try 10-15 different options, and do not be shy of that. Life has become extremely competitive. I see all of you study till you just can't. Rote learning, projects, assignments, submissions and whatnot. You're expected to choose your electives from standard 8th, which I feel is too young to know what stream is best for you. I certainly would not want to be in your shoes. So for all those who have already planned what they want to do, good if you make it and you love it. But if you make it and then hate it, don't hesitate to change paths, to make amends, to jump streams. Life is too short to cling on to mistakes. If you're not dealt the right cards, reshuffle the bloody deck as many times as you want. Start over and over again. There is no tax on that as yet. What you have learned will never go waste. It can be applied in different ways to whatever you do eventually. My management background makes me a smarter creative than most others. See, planning, according to me, is great. It sets the ball rolling. It gives you a blueprint, a map. Follow it, but don't be rigid. You may not reach where you intended to, but you will certainly end up where you need to be. Keep margins to correct your path, to stray for a bit, to wait longer where you want to. Be very serious about life, but don't be paranoid. When nothing works, work on yourself. Try and be the healthiest, the most well-read, most well-rested and well-traveled version of yourself. Immerse yourself and invest hours in reading up on all that you're passionate about. Just make your bed after you wake up, or learn to dish out a great breakfast for God's sake. Learn how to write a check, how to withdraw cash. Learn how to update your government documents. Those are the real googlies in life. You're allowed to be a masterpiece and a work in progress simultaneously. Make excellence or bettering yourself a habit. वो कहते हैं ना, कहीं बकरी को कितना भी धो लो, उसमें से बास बकरी की ही आएगी. It's something like that for excellence as well. Just be good at your work. Nothing can undo that. If you're good at something, you can only get better. Energy is never lost. It transforms into different forms. Efforts are never lost. They translate to success. Eventually, they always do. And while you're at it, learn to be happy. It is unfortunate that no curriculum teaches us to be happy and to handle failure, to appreciate music, poetry, sunsets, sunrises, to handle relationships and heartbreaks, to pay attention where it matters the most at that particular age. Learn that. Having a soft heart in a cruel world is courage and not weakness. Know where you need to catch breath and know where to push gears and work overtime. And not all of life is for growing. Some of it is for blooming as well. Use social media. Don't allow social media to use you. Play games, but don't be played by those games. Those who struggle to find meaning often seek solace in pleasure. For anyone who wants to write, all I have is disclaimers. Writing is a highly isolated job. Collabs on writing and ideation are not easy. Long hours, writer's blocks, rejections, revisions, they come with the territory. It needs desk discipline, needs observation, needs the gumption to put your honest, naked opinions on paper, to walk away from a crowd that gives you strength but takes away your individuality. Writers are meant to challenge and not to confirm. It needs more stamina than speed because writing is a marathon and it's not a sprint. You need to gather vocabulary, you need to gather ideas, you need to read up on anything that matters, be alive and magnetic enough to attract characters and stories. Staring at a blank page when one begins to write a project is a dreadfully horrifying time. 15 मार्क का आप जो ऐसे लिखते हो क्या हालत होती होगी मैं समझ सकती हूँ. I don't need to tell you this. कितना भी लिख लो 2 पन्ने पूरे नहीं होते. Imagination खत्म हो जाती है पर पन्ने पूरे नहीं होते. It's like preparing for history and getting to know when you come to school that it's physics paper that day. It's so horrifying. I curse myself at times for volunteering to take up one of the most difficult jobs in the world when I could conveniently just buy a ticket and judge the work of other writers having caramel popcorn. Being a reluctant writer, I write about 40 pages every single day. On an average, I write 45 episodes a month of Wagle Ki Duniya, Pushpa Impossible, other series, and add to this the film work. My neck hurts and my social life sucks. I don't think I'm allowed to die unless I deliver my episode for the day. But to finally see your name when the credits roll or on the front page of a book is a high that no drug can ever give you. That's what creative people work for. Thousands and thousands of hours of slogging for that one moment of extreme happiness and gratification. All of you have to find that one dream, that one goal, that one moment that will make your every effort worth it. This has been my journey, a rather reluctant one, an unplanned one, but it has been exhilarating. It has been surprising, it has been shocking, it has been sweet, sour, all rolled into one. It has taken me to places that I had never imagined I would go to. It has given me friends and colleagues that I would have never hoped to cross paths with. It has given me fame, it has given me money, both of which I never lusted for. I don't think I could have planned my life any better than this. The higher powers have written such a fantastic screenplay of my life that I'd better just see to it that I execute it flawlessly. In short, not planning is a great plan too, but complacency is not. Potted plants are cute, but you'll never find a huge banyan tree in a gamla. It's not meant for your balcony or your terrace. For that, one must move out of the comfort zone into the vastness, in a place where not much surrounds you. You will have to make a move into the bright sun, as reluctant as it may be, because if you do not play, you will have to sit on the fence and see others score. Make your passion roar louder than your demons, and believe me, you will either find a way or create one. The reason I ask you to put faith in not planning is because success blooms from those corners too. I am an example of that. The next generation is a lovely generation. It is a different generation. It is a rebel generation. They will do things, but their way. They might lack a little bit of common sense, but might make up with artificial intelligence, but they will. Allow them and yourself some liberties, cut some slack. We fail more harshly in our imagination than we actually do. So please, please, please be kind, first to yourself and then to all others. Loads of love and luck. Thank you so much.